Hey, everybody. I can't wait to worship with you this week. You know, this has been a crazy week, and honestly, maybe we all just need a reset. So I want to invite you in this week that you would to come and join us for worship, whether you're going to be gathered here in the sanctuary or you're going to join us online. Let's reset together. Let's focus our eyes on Christ, who is in control and is the King of all and is active and is doing his work and advancing his mission in this world. This week we are on our second week of our core series, and what we're talking about are those central things that we use as like guiding lines, that tell us whether we're really focused on God's mission or not. We exist to glorify God and to make fruitful disciples of Jesus. We're talking about those things that if those are a little bit out of place, then maybe we're not really on target with our mission. These are the things that get to the heart of who we are as people of God. This week we're going to be talking about the fact that we are a people who are hungry for God's word, and we're going to look at Psalm 119. Now, if you know anything about Psalm 119, you know it is long. We're not going to be reading the whole thing, but I want to invite you right now, even as you prepare your hearts for worship, to read the whole thing. We're going to be looking at the very end of it, the last section. And I just want to read to you some of the words that the psalmist says. He says, "I long for your salvation, O Lord, and your law is my delight. Let my soul live and praise you, and let your rules help me." See, the psalmist is experiencing and is describing something that maybe we fail to experience. That experiencing more of God and more of his word, it makes us hungry for more of God and more of his word. God gives his presence generously to us. Not because we measure up to his word, but because he is that good. And I want to invite you this week to come and experience and to know this God who is good, who is love, whose every word is worth hungering for. Let's long for him together. This week also, if you check out the weekly email, you're going to get the details for a service opportunity that we have this Thanksgiving season. We're joining with the Aboit Township trustees to bring some Thanksgiving dinners to some families, give them everything they need to be able to cook that dinner for themselves and for their families. So please check that out. Join in. Don't let this opportunity pass. This is a way that we can bless our neighbor. And you'll find this in the information, but if you know anybody who needs help or would appreciate getting some ingredients for Thanksgiving meal and would be blessed by that, by God's people, like, let us know. We want to be able to help, and we want to share Christ's love in this time. As always, you know, if you can't be here, we have communion every week, and we do that because we are hungry for Christ. And so if you can't be here, either because you're just not ready to gather or for whatever reason, and you belong to Christ, we invite you to join us. We offer communion out front after worship between 12 and 12:15, so please join us for that. Otherwise, as you prepare your hearts to worship this week, just come hungry. Come hungry for God's word. Come hungry to feast at his table. Come hungry for a reset. God is doing awesome things among us. And I hope you'll join us. Grace and peace. Have a great weekend.